got a dog here today instead of the usual cats. This is Coco, my dad's dog that I am looking after. Welcome to my balcony. So it's been a little while since I made a video, and it's for a few reasons. The first thing was because I broke my camera, and so for a while I was without one, and I didn't really want to just film on my phone. A few of the shots in my last video were from my phone, but I just didn't think the quality was as good. And you know, looking back to my first video where I was saying that the quality wasn't what was important, but it's hard, you know, not to compare yourself to other people. Then the other reason is just because life got really busy, as it does, and I didn't have time. But the truth is, yeah, I wasn't making time. So anyway, now I'm using my grandpa's old camera from like 2009 or 2010, so it's pretty bulky, but it does the job. And then most recently I actually got appendicitis and had to get my appendix taken out, and so I was stuck on the couch doing a lot of reflecting, and I was thinking that, yeah, I really wanted to start this channel back up again. So here we are. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today is this book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. So since its first publication, The Artist's Way has inspired millions of people to demystify the creative process and open up opportunities for growth and renewal. Julia Cameron's tools will help you rediscover your passions and take the steps you need to change your life. I have a bit of a history with this book. So back when I was like a teenager, I've always wanted to be like a film director and do acting, and I had this mentor, this girl who was a few years older than me, and she'd gotten into like a great acting school, and I remember like asking her a few questions about, you know, how to, you know, go about getting into the industry, and she recommended me this book. And I remember being like, Mom, I want to get this book, and she got me this book, which I think she thought was the actual thing, but it's actually The Artist's Way workbook. I remember reading it and I was a little confused because pretty much it has, I think, all of the tasks that this book has in it, but without sort of all the info. And I just also think I wasn't mature enough for it yet. It just wasn't my time, and now it is. But anyway, you're probably wondering, what is The Artist's Way? And from my understanding, I've just read the intro part a little while ago when I first bought the book. It is a 12-week course that you follow that is supposed to help you reconnect with your inner artist. And as an artist, I thought this is going to be a great way to get inspired, to motivate me to work. And I've seen a few videos and things of people talking about this book, and it seems to have really helped them, as well as one of my really close friends has done it and she recommends it. I think the other thing that stopped me from doing it all those years ago is that God is referenced a bit in this book, and back then when I wasn't really mature, I was like, oh, felt weird about that. But even if you have like connotations with that word, you can sub it out for like the universe or whatever works for you, because God doesn't have to be like a he or whatever, you know, it's an energy, it's whatever you believe it to be. And I think now that I'm more mature and more in touch with my spirituality, I am more open. So from what I'm aware, there's a lot of different exercises and things in this book, but the main two things it takes you through is the morning pages, which is 3 pages of journaling every morning where you just write a stream of consciousness. I have bought a journal here just for that. It's got a really cool design on it, and I've actually already started just doing a few journals just to get myself in the groove. The journaling aspect shouldn't be too hard for me because I have journaled a lot before. Holding for the plane. The cicadas are so loud here now that it's summer. I have a bit of a mixed relationship with journaling because I find sometimes that it's really helpful. You know, I have epiphanies and insights about things, and it's a great way to like dump all your thoughts. get ideas, but I also find that it can enable my overthinking sometimes and like stress me out, because I'll often journal about what I have to get done that day, things like that, which is great to write down, you know, a to-do list or your goals, but I'm someone that maybe needs to learn to take things like one step at a time so I don't get overwhelmed. So it'll just be finding a way to journal in a way that's, yeah, helpful, not hindering to me. So the second main sort of task the book gets you to do is the artist date. And you do these, I believe, once a week. And the point is to take yourself and your artist out on a little date to get inspired, to, you know, fill back up your creative cup. But the thing is, you have to go by yourself or just with you and your artist, which I think is the part I'm going to find hard, because I don't really like going places by myself. I always like to bring along a friend, family member, or my partner. But I think that's why it's going to be good, because it's going to get me out of my comfort zone. I think the reason they get you to go by yourself is just so you're really there and present and not getting, you know, influenced by the people you're with, or, you know, try to focus on having a conversation with them. You're just there experiencing the art. It's not even just doing artistic things like going to a play or a movie or a concert. It could be anywhere that inspires you, going to a nature spot or an antique store or trying some food that you always wanted to try, things like that. And so where am I currently at with my artistic journey? Obviously accepted that I'm an artist, that's what I want to be. Just like all artists, I feel like I get creative blocks or just creative ruts where I'm less inspired to work. I feel like right now though, I'm in quite a motivated, inspired period. And again, that's while I've been recovering from the appendix surgery. I've had some time to finally start writing a feature film, which is something I've wanted to do forever as an aspiring filmmaker, but I've only ever written shorts. And so I thought, if I want to be able to make a feature film one day, I should be able to write one. So I've given myself a deadline to write at least a first draft by the end of the summer. I think deadlines are really good so that you have something you're striving towards. And I've even said to myself, like, taking the pressure off, this doesn't have to be the final thing, or it doesn't even have to be any good. It can be terrible, but like a terrible first draft is better than no draft. So that's the plan. And I'm hoping that while doing the artist's way, while writing my feature film, it will keep me on track, get me out there, inspired, have thoughts while journaling, etc. So in this book, there is actually a creativity contract to sign. I'm going to sign that now. And once I've signed that, you know, can't go back on that. It says, I, Maddie, understand that I am undertaking an intensive, guided encounter with my own creativity. I commit myself to the 12-week duration of the course. I, Maddie, commit to weekly reading, daily morning pages, a weekly artist date, and the fulfillment of each week's task. I, Maddie, further understand that this course will raise issues and emotions for me to deal with. I, Maddie, commit myself to excellent self-care, adequate sleep, diet, exercise, and pampering for the duration of the course. Signed and date 5th of December 2024. So the Artist's Way has 10 basic principles, and I've started my morning pages journal by writing those out. And I have subbed out the word, I thank God for universe, because that is what works for me. So here we go. 1. Creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. 2. There is an underlying indwelling creative force infusing all of life, including ourselves. 3. When we open ourselves to our creativity, we open ourselves to the universe's creativity within us and our lives. 4. We are ourselves creations, and we in turn are meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. 5. Creativity is the universe's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to the universe. 6. The refusal to be creative is self-will and is counter to our true nature. 7. When we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to the divine. 8. As we open our creative channel to the universe, many gentle but powerful changes are to be expected. 9. It is safe to open ourselves up to greater and greater creativity. 10. Our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move towards our dreams, we move towards our divinity.